Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. After some very bad picks or selections by Donald Trump, some, I would say, Trojan horses in his cabinet, I hope they will be fired after about a month. We have two fantastic selections. So Donald Trump has Matt Gaetz and Tulsi Gabbard picked to join his team. Those are two of my favorite politicians, if you want to call them that way, Matt Gaetz and Tulsi. Tulsi was a Democrat until she challenged Hillary Clinton and then Kamala. Remember? She was gone. That tells you the matrix works in a certain way, in mysterious ways. Now, with the appointment of these two guys, they're just a, how should I put it? He selected them. They need to be confirmed by the Senate. The Senate is owned by the Republicans. The House was just won by the Republicans. So the Republicans have the House of the Representatives, the U.S. House. They have the U.S. Senate. They have the presidency. And I think they have a majority in the Supreme Court. Now, there's nothing that the Republicans can't achieve right now. Fulfill their promises. Now it's the time. You have everything. There's no justifications if they fail to implement the Republican way. This is going to be an exposure of the matrix again, like from the 2016 to 2020, which is they're all in the same group. Because you'll see Matt Gaetz and Tulsi, I don't think they will be confirmed. That's why he picked them. So you see that his people would vote against his people. That is Tulsi Gabbard and Matt Gaetz. I have about 5 articles here to discuss this. I think this is another for imbeciles, another example, another class, lecture, 101 to show the people who are the operatives, who are behind the operatives, what is Washington, D.C., how it functions, the dynamics. By what? By exposing you to this. I want to do this, I want to do this. My own party is against me. Something like this would not be in the Democratic Party. Nothing. Why? Because the Democratic Party is following their orders 100%. These guys are following their orders 98%. So those 2% percentage points that you see, victory, that you're going to see in this one is enough for even the baboons who are busy eating meow meow's fleas. Hey, what's going on? I got a cat here. So let's start with the first article. And I'm going to show you how these guys react to the news. The Hill. Trump stuns with Gaetz and Gabbard picks. Now, why? I just had a conversation yesterday with someone regarding Matt Gaetz. And this person said, well, I don't like Matt Gaetz. I said, okay, tell me what policy. What policy you don't like? Tell me his political platform, position, what he stands for. He's a politician. Well, I don't like his... That person did not, I would say, know exactly what Matt Gaetz is all about, what he did or he didn't do. It was an appearance, and I suspect a media push towards disliking this person. Now, he is investigated by the ethics committee right now, but that will be dropped because Matt Gaetz resigned from the House of Representatives. That means he tries to get this job in the Trump's administration. So let's see what's going on here. So Trump stuns with Gaetz Gabbard pick. Fantastic. I always liked her. And why? I think she was courageous, fair, just, and direct. I think she just opposed the matrix. This is Matt Gaetz right here. This is Donald, obviously. President-elect Trump stunned Washington. We don't give a fuck about Washington. They should how do you call it? They should make, how do you call it? I can't remember, just use the word. The Senate, should these guys put in office? Vote. How am I going to call that? I'm going to get over that word in a minute. So let's go and read this article. So we took controversial picks. I don't think they're controversial. They're controversial for the bad people. The matrix, yes. They will confirm. That was the word. I don't think the Republican-owned Senate will confirm these guys right here. Why? Because they're not in Trump's team. in his administration, tapping Representative Matt Gaetz, Republican of Florida, to serve as Attorney General. That means there's no way Trump could implement whatever he does. He's going to say yes, yes, yes. And Tulsi Gabbard, a former Democratic representative, to serve in the nation's top intelligence job. There you go. Fantastic, fantastic. So she's going to be, they say, okay, she's routinely espoused narratives likewise peddled by Russia. So they try to portray them as he's an imbecile who likes to and she is just a Russian asset. I don't think so. Now, I made a video on Tulsi Gabbard about maybe a month ago when she made a video that she was put on a no-flight list, or not a no-flight, was it a no-flight list, or it was on a watch list, on a flight watch list. So whenever she boards a plane, the doctor, she needs to be followed by the good people that we love in the movies promoted by the Hollywood, you know, those FBI, CIA, NSA, those are all good people. Why? Because they say so. Remember how the police or these guys were portrayed, I'm not talking about the FBI, CIA, because they were not then, and in the 30s, in the movies, like baboons. Now, you see the police officers as being the heroes, man. I'm not saying some of them are, but I met a lot of them. I worked with a lot of them, let's put it this way. And good people, but they're not. It's a push, Hollywood push. All right, let's go to the next article. This comes from Politico. Trump taps dark horse Tulsi Gabbard for Director of National Intelligence. I hope you get it. I hope you get it. And I hope you do what you said you're going to do. The surprise nomination of the former Democrat and fervent anti-interventionist is likely to meet stiff resistance in the Senate. But they own the Senate. Trump owns the Senate. His party owns the Senate. Now, no. And she's the dark horse right there. And why? Because she said certain things about Hillary Clinton and Kamala, especially Hillary. So President-elect Donald Trump has tapped Tulsi Gabbard to serve as Director of National Intelligence, a shock move that would place an intelligence novice, some see as sympathetic to Moscow, some see, in charge of the country's $70 billion spy apparatus. You got it? So now we know that she's a bad person, Russia, and she's a novice. Can you name me other novices or people who are not even mentally prepared to serve in the administrations? Can you name me some? Just some. I can name you a lot of them. I can start with Biden, but you say, well, Biden is elected. Okay, he's elected, but still, the intelligent people and sophisticated Democrats could have seen through that and said, nah, I don't think so. Someone else is going to be in charge. They had no problems with that. I'm not going to go to his national advisors, national security advisors, or even go to the little mole called Mr. Austin Power. Remember, he was on the board of directors of a arms contractors, which is Raytheon, picked from there, dumped on the Secretary of Defense. He was an expert? Okay, well, you can say that. How about, let's say, these guys, have you seen Psaki? And she was just a spokeswoman. Psaki, I think $180,000 a year. Remember Jan Psaki, that imbecile? All right, I will circle back. And now she's an influencer over there somewhere in a freaking media. An operative activated by whom? By something that Tulsi Gabbard could lead, be in charge of. And then remember, we have Karine Jean-Pierre, another loser who makes about $180,000 a year. And a point over there. This is just people that knew a lot of things. And you can go on and on. I can go with others that were very well prepared. My friends, let's go to the next article. They will do everything to discredit these two people. One is investigated. The other one is flagged when she wants to fly. Shock in Washington, D.C. after Trump taps Gaetz for Attorney General. Why is it shock? Because they're not their people. They are not their people. They're our people. And that cannot be. All right, let's move to the next one. I'm going to go to the Russians and see what the Russians say. Russia Today. Trump picks Ukraine aid critic as Attorney General. Matt Gaetz has previously voiced concern over the supply of U.S. military aid to Kiev. And when they say here that she is how they call her, a not non-interventionalist. What she says is, we don't want to fight someone else's wars. You know who she referred to? Exactly. Part of the matrix. Exactly. So there was a big no-no. That's what non-interventionist means nowadays. And if you say anything truthful about Russia that would oppose the narrative, you're a Russian asset or something. I mean, all right. Hello. Let's go to the next article coming from Sputnik. Trump's Attorney General pick, Matt Gaetz, sparks outrage at Justice Department. Let's discuss this. Outrage at Justice Department. Now, Justice Department is a bureaucracy. There is people who get jobs and work in certain kind of, have their own tasks. They're not elected officials. I don't remember any of them being. They're appointed. So remember, if you're at your job and you say, I don't like how these things are ran, what is the answer? Quit. If you don't like it, quit. Why? This is not your company. That's the owner. So you get the fuck out if you don't like it. That's what they say. Now, somehow the Justice Department is outraged. So the employees are outraged because the elected official that has the power to appoint their head, their guy in charge, the person, in this case, what's his name, Matt Gaetz. You know what? We don't like it. We don't care. Quit. There's many that could work over there. But what they will do exactly what they did in the first Trump administration, which is they will not follow orders. The second, the third, the fourth echelon will not follow directions. They're going to be told to do something and they say, yeah, they're going to drag their feet. They're going to hide the thing, the memo underneath, and they will not do it for 4 years. And you can fire them. They will be hired back by the next administration, or they will be moved laterally to a different department by their friends. That's how it works. So I don't think a lot of things could be achieved because, like Trump, he said we should get out of this country from Syria or whatever he said. The military said, we don't like that. You have no power. We will do it, sir. They didn't do it. They wait for him to be deselected, and then they did whatever they do best, which is following orders. Why? Because they're part of the matrix. So again, outrage Justice Department. Quit. You don't like it? Quit. That's not your father's department. That's the U.S. department, and it has a certain kind of, how should I put it, some rules of operation, which is the president appoints, not you. You have a job. Do your fucking job. Go in your office now. No, I'm going to write you up. For what? For insubordination. You don't know what I say? It's one of your job description tasks over there. Insubordination. And you're out. 3 of those and bye-bye. You lose your cushioned big bucks job in a second. So you cannot like it. You're not over there for your mom, your dad. You're over there to do a job. Regardless who's in charge of you, that's none of your business. And that runs for the other ones as well. You might not like it, but you're not over there to like the supervisor or the director of the whomever. You're doing your job because you represent this institution. That's all you do. It's not your mommy's. All right, next one. Here it is. Matt Gaetz resigns from Congress after being picked for Attorney General. And I picked this one just to show you all this is so the Florida congressman had been under House ethics investigation. So obviously he's running away because he knows he's guilty. Now, let me show you at the bottom. That's why I picked this one. Too much, baby doll. Okay. I know I got you, baby. Maybe I don't keep you here. All right, let me find it. Jesus Christ. So here, the House Ethics Committee was in the final stages of its investigation. Its investigation, that means he was not convicted of anything. Investigation into Gaetz over allegations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use when Trump announced he picked him to lead the Justice Department, according to 3 sources familiar with the investigation. That means this is what's happening. If you resign, the investigative committee over there, the House, has no more jurisdiction and they will have to drop the investigation. So he's going out of this. But if he's not confirmed by the Senate on the position of Attorney General, then he's going to be somewhere in limbo. But I don't cry him a river. Why? Because I know he's going to find a job. There are many people who will help him. Oh, where's that? Right there. So here is what I was looking for. The House Ethics Committee drops an investigation into a member once they leave Congress. House Ethics Committee Chairman Michael Gaetz told ABC News, and I'm quoting, once a member is no longer a member of the Congress, the ethics has no jurisdiction. So if Matt Gaetz were to be appointed as Attorney General, the ethics investigation is currently ongoing with cease at that point. House Republicans were meeting behind closed doors when Trump announced he would nominating Gaetz to serve. Now, I'm going to show you at the end how the Republicans are. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Representative Gaetz expressed support for Trump's selection of Gaetz as Attorney General. Republican Max Miller, I'm going to show you who this guy is, a former aide to Donald Trump who was particularly critical of Gaetz following Florida Congressman's effort to out former Speaker Kevin McCarthy last year, said the pick was silly and the Gaetz would never get confirmed by the Senate. Why not? They're Republicans like you. And I'm quoting, I believe that the president is probably rewarding him for being such a loyal soldier like everybody else. That's what in politics. You run for me, you are my loyal guy, I'm going to give you a job. That's democracy for you. To the president, nothing illegal. But the president is smart enough and his team is smart enough to know that Mr. Gaetz will never get confirmed by the Senate. Whatsoever, he said. Why? Why not confirmed by the Senate, Mr. Max Miller? Is it because you are all part of the matrix and Trump exposes your matrix? I think so. And it's for you, my friend. It's for you. It's not necessarily, how should I put it, the move. It's an exposure. I'm going to show you who this Max Miller is because I have a little bit of a, how do you call it, a gut feeling. So, there you have the weasel, and I was right. Early life and education. Always look for these things, right? Right. Miller grew up in Northeast Ohio and graduated from Shaker, right there. You see that? Shaker Heights. Okay, that's good. High school in 2007. He's Jewish. Okay, that's no problem. Nothing wrong with that. So now you know who's who, what's what. And this guy made a lot of controversial statements regarding. So now you understand a little bit who's part of the matrix. He will never be selected, confirmed. U.S. House of Representatives, and that gets me to the last topic here. These guys are crying a river right here. Republicans win the House, so there's no reason whatsoever why Trump could not implement because he's in charge of the party, right? Completing the 2024 election trifecta. What total control on Capitol Hill will mean for Trump's presidency. I think they have like 3 people over, so there is a small margin. And then I think we'll have 52 seats in the Senate. So they could do it, whatever. They can do it, but will they do it? No. I tell you right now, right here, they will not. They will not. Trump will not be able to push almost anything. So it's going to be a straw man over there. We all can, collectively have a little jerk off here and there, but these guys over there, the elected officials in the, how did he call them? I think he called them marsh. I'm sorry, a swamp. Yeah, I call it marsh because, anyway, YouTube is the gatekeeper of the truth. So here is, my friend, 2 fantastic picks. I don't think they will be confirmed. And that, I think, for you to show you who's who, what's what, once again. And the operatives will portray them as Russia assets, imbeciles, offenders, and all that. And inexperience whatsoever. But Kamala Harris was all experience in, bending over and throwing the ball. All right. So, my friends, that's it. And then, again, no reason why not. These guys should pass everything. So, good luck with that, Mr. Trump, and thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope the garbage that you appointed at United Nations, the ambassador, that's a garbage. The guy that you appointed as a, what was that, national security Mike, whatever, Ving, then makes memo. That's another guy who should go out. And there's some others. I think the defense minister is not good either. There's some people like this. There's some, I think, with environment. I made a video yesterday. Go and watch that one. And the day before, with each and every garbage appointment Donald Trump made. Or at least those guys will be 100%. I give you 100%. You're just gonna stroll through the confirmation hearings. I guarantee you that all the guys, the United Nations, the blah, 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 they will go through it. This guy, no. These guys, no. Why? Because they're part of the matrix, right? No, they're not. That's the whole point. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.